All right, educators, welcome. Today, we're going to build something pretty cool, your very own AI productivity engine. Yeah, we're going to be using some super powerful tools from Google's ecosystem that are designed to completely transform your teaching workflow and, most importantly, give you back your most valuable asset, which is, of course, your time. I love this quote from technology teacher Mike Amante. He calls this stuff the ultimate teaching assistant. And just think about that for a second. An assistant that's always on, always ready to help you plan, differentiate, and create. I mean, that's the kind of potential we're tapping into today. It really all boils down to saving you time.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there, just staring at that blank page. That moment when you're trying to spin up the perfect lesson plan completely from scratch. Ugh, it can be such a huge drain on your energy. Well, the tools we're going to explore today, they are the perfect cure for that dreaded blank page syndrome.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dive into Gemini, your creative partner. Then, we'll see how it plugs right into Google Classroom, which is awesome. After that, we're going to meet NotebookLM, your super specialized research assistant. And to wrap it all up, we'll finish with a really simple challenge to get you started right away. Let's get to it. First up is Gemini. I love calling this one the open world partner. Seriously, just think of it as this brilliant brainstorming collaborator that has basically read the entire internet and is just sitting there ready to help you with pretty much any creative or planning task you can throw at it. So, what is it really? Well, at its heart, Gemini is an incredibly powerful chatbot. It pulls from the knowledge of the entire public web to synthesize information, generate all kinds of text, and answer some really complex questions. This makes it your absolute go-to partner for brainstorming and creating new content from the ground up. So, how does this actually help you? Well, let's look at some practical examples. You can take a really dense science article and ask Gemini to instantly level it for a third-grade reading passage. Done. You could feed it a single math word problem and ask for 3 different versions back for differentiation. It's not just a tool, it's practically a differentiation machine. Now, a standalone tool is great, but an integrated one? That's a total game changer. And this is where Gemini in Google Classroom really shines. It brings all that AI power right into the environment where you already do your work. No more switching between a million tabs. And here it is, look at that, right inside your Google Classroom. This isn't some separate app you have to go find. Look at all these tools built right in. You've got starter prompts for quick ideas and specific tools for things like outlining a lesson, generating questions, or, yes, creating a rubric. It's all just part of your existing workflow. So what's the biggest time saver here? You know, it's often those little administrative tasks that kill us. The absolute killer feature inside Classroom is its power to instantly generate assignment instructions and, even better, detailed rubrics. And the workflow, it couldn't be any easier. Just forget spending 30 minutes building a rubric from scratch. Here, you just click Create a Rubric, describe what your assignment is, like, a 6th grade persuasive essay, and in seconds, boom, Gemini drafts the entire grid for you. You can then go in and edit it, and you're done. A tedious task just completed. Okay, for this next tool, NotebookLM, we need to do a little mental shift. If Gemini is our open world partner, I want you to think of NotebookLM as your grounded expert. And this distinction is absolutely critical. It's a research assistant that's an expert, but only in the materials that you provide. Let's make this crystal clear because it's important. Gemini searches the whole internet, the entire library. Now, that's amazing for brainstorming, but it means it can sometimes hallucinate or, make things up. NotebookLM, on the other hand, only knows what you feed it. You upload your textbook chapters, your lesson notes, your PDFs. It becomes an expert on your own personal curated bookshelf and absolutely nothing else. This grounded AI approach has 3 huge benefits. First, no hallucinations. It just can't invent facts because it's completely limited to your source documents. Second, every single answer it gives you includes inline citations, pointing you back to the exact paragraph in your source. And third, it's totally curriculum safe. You know the information it's generating is perfectly aligned with your materials. So what does this focus power let you do? This is where it gets really exciting. You can upload a textbook chapter and instantly get a glossary. You can feed it your lecture notes and have it create a quiz for you. You can even upload source documents and tell it to generate a podcast for your students to listen to. You're literally turning your static content into active, dynamic learning tools. So now you have your open world partner, your integrated assistant, and your grounded expert. We're ready to put these engines to work. But before we jump into the challenge, just a quick but super important note on safety. When you use these tools through your Google Workspace for Education account, you get what's called enterprise-grade data protection. What this means is that your prompts, your conversations, and the documents you upload are all kept private. They are not reviewed by humans, and they are not used to train the public AI models. Your work remains your work, period. All right, it's time to actually put this into practice with a really simple two-part challenge. First, I want you to head over to Gemini and ask it to draft that classic welcome email for parents. Second, take your class syllabus, upload it to NotebookLM, and ask it to generate an FAQ list for your students. These are two really high-impact tasks that you can knock out in just a few minutes. So, we've explored the tools. You now have an ultimate teaching assistant on your team. The question is no longer if you can get help, but how you're going to use it. So think about it. What's the first big time-consuming task you are going to delegate?